Hey guys. Transports were Benitez and Smith. Fight of the night was Azur versus Kelleher. Performance of the night was Dober and Teixeira. Tonight was a tough night to pick bonuses. It was some seriously good fights.
I wanted to ask you about the main event. Obviously, it was a great night of fights, but the main just took a crazy turn back and forth. What did you think about Glover's victory tonight?
I thought Teixeira looked great. He looked like he was in the best shape I've seen him in a long time. Physically and obviously, you know, he kept going and going and going for 5 rounds. I was shocked that he came out for the 5th. I didn't think he would come out for the 5th. I thought his corner would have stopped it. You know, I'm no doctor, but I'll be shocked if he doesn't have a broken orbital, because every time he got punched, he reacted. You know, at one point, you know, I got monitors in front of me, and I said to my guys, I go, you know, Teixeira's punching him in the face, and he reaches out and handed something to the ref, and the ref put it in his pocket. I was like, what the fuck? He just gave something to the ref, and the ref put it in his pocket. What could he possibly? He was picking up his teeth and giving his teeth to the referee, and the referee was putting them in his pocket. It was crazy. When he went back to his corner, all he kept telling his corner was, my teeth are falling out. So I didn't think he was coming out for the 5th.
Well, I was going to ask you, I mean, you're right there. So, I mean, obviously you had a great vantage point. You can hear everything. A lot of discussion right now online is, you know, should they have stopped it? Do people need, you know, our corners need to be doing, you know, more proactively stopping fights, maybe more similar to boxing where it's a more common occurrence. Do you feel like the corner should have stepped in? Is that something we need to see more of?
I do. I didn't think his corner was going to let him come out, but that's between them and their corner, you know. And then, you know, the ref could have stopped that in the 4th too, you know. So,
yeah.
You know, us sitting on the outside, it was a little tough to watch. Cormier was flipping out, like flipping out. So.
Give us the idea at 205. We know this wasn't a #1 contender fight or anything like that, but man, there's so many names at 205 right now. Dominic Reyes for the rematch. You know, Maheta's coming back. You got Blachowicz that wants a fight. Now Glover's saying, I'm about to retire, you know, for letting me get one more shot. What's the priority right now for John Jones? Is it still the Reyes rematch, or are we looking at other options with all that's going on?
Yeah, I mean, you got Jan, who we've been talking about fighting next. Dominic, obviously. You know, maybe you do Teixeira versus Dom to see who fights Jones next.
So you go with Blachowicz before the rematch?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Obviously, you know, we got a fight on Saturday. I'm getting through this week, you know, the best we can. And then we got one more fight that we're going to do, hopefully in Vegas. And then we'll be back on track. But, you know, we go back to work on Monday. So Tuesday we'll be in the matchmaking meeting and start figuring out, you know, what's going on for the rest of the, at least the summer.
Nice. Saturday was obviously so much about just getting back to work, right, and the first time. Now it's like we're seeing the product a little bit. I'm kind of curious, now that you've seen what the product looks like with no crowds and that, are you satisfied with it? Do you see changes with it? You know, we're hearing how people are hearing the commentary and there's coaching and I mean, it's a unique environment, right?
Very.
What's your take on how things are playing out?
Well, it's different for me because, you know, if this was the first time I ever saw fights with no crowd, I'm sure I'd be tripping out right now. But I've seen it for 20 years between the Ultimate Fighter and the Contender Series. I mean, we've done many of these. So, personally, for me, I like the crowd. I like the energy and the buzz. I mean, you guys know, you've been to enough of these things. Saturday would have been insane. Place would have been packed, sold out, would have been going crazy. But if none of this happened, we'd have been in Brooklyn with Khabib versus Tony, which would have been, you know, bananas. So this is it, man. This is the way it's going to be for a while. I don't see this changing anytime soon. You know, I believe that we could come back and we could do what we've been doing this week. I knew this could happen. I knew we could do this. I knew it. You know, crowds, I don't know. You know, I don't know. I mean, California's not talking about not opening up till August 15th, you know? I mean, if that's true, and they keep saying this and then they keep pushing back. every time they say it, it's like they give people that light at the end of the tunnel, and then as they get closer, they go, yeah, no, we're gonna go further. So I told you guys the other day, that's why I'm building Fight Island and getting the Apex ready, and we're ready. We're ready to roll. So I just don't think we're gonna have that energy and that buzz of a crowd for a while.
Yeah. A couple other updates. Marvin Vittori was involved in a little altercation at the hotel today. Did you get any updates on that? Or, I mean, are you concerned about that?
Yeah, I mean, those two, you guys were right there at the weigh-ins. I mean, those two were talking a ton of shit at the weigh-ins. And, and these things happen. I guess our security team did a good job, and they were right on it. And nobody touched each other, nobody threw any punches or any of that stuff. So these things happen in the fight business.
Does that make you want to book the fight again, or put it together?
Well, I mean, that day when we did the weigh-ins, I'm like, ooh, goddamn, this is going to be a good one, because both those guys are tough as nails. So, I don't know, we'll see.
Nice. Jacare, can you give us an update on Jacare? Where is he? What his status is? What happens with him now?
Yeah, he's good. Didn't he put out oh, he never did? He was going to put out a release. He's good, and he wanted to thank everybody, and yeah, he's good.
Is he still here, or did he go back to home?
No, he went home that day. Okay. Like, as soon as we found out that he was positive, he was brought out to his car and he drove home.
You posted something on Khabib's dad today. I was curious kind of what led you to want to post about Khabib's dad, and what you can tell us.
Talked to Khabib yesterday. He didn't even tell me. So I guess he was keeping this quiet and wasn't talking about it. I talked to him today after I found out, and he's obviously busted up, and but he's a very proud guy, and likes to act like a man, and is he's like, how much I love my dad, and so yeah, this is a tough one. Yeah,
I'm sure tough. You guys didn't talk about fighting or anything like that.
No. So yesterday when I talked to him, did we send out the bout agreements yesterday? No, we never did. Yeah, we were going to send out bout agreements yesterday. There were a couple of weird things that happened yesterday, so we didn't end up getting it done apparently. But yeah, we're talking about doing Gaethje versus Khabib in September.
Instead of the summer.
Yeah.
Do you think this will impact that though?
Because I talked to Khabib yesterday, and he said September. I'm ready to go in September.
Okay, fantastic. Just a couple last things. May 23rd. You talked about going back to Vegas. May 23rd, May 30th. Do we know what's going on with that?
It's definitely not May 23rd.
Okay.
We're hoping it's May 30th.
Okay, so maybe not even May 30th.
And if it isn't, it'll be May 30th somewhere else.
Okay, so there will be a card May 30th.
100%.
Somewhere. And last thing, there was an article in the New York Times today that was very critical of the execution of...
Fuck that guy. Fuck that guy. You know what happened with that guy? That guy, who's never covered the sport ever before, was writing a story about Endeavor. And then the UFC was one of the Endeavor, And what do you think happened when this guy who, in this paper, covered the UFC when they'd never covered it before? What do you think happened? The fucking story was huge. They did killer traffic. Now they're writing stories 3 a week, and they're posting live results. I don't give a shit what that guy thinks, what he has to say, or what he writes. Good for him. He's pulling good traffic.
Do you not worry about the...
I don't give a fuck.
Fair enough.
Don't give a fuck. Cool.
Dana right here. You described Saturday night, UFC 249 as a home run. How would you describe tonight, Wednesday night?
Yeah. Think about this, guys. A lot of criticism coming into this week, right? The fact that we wanted to go and this dickhead from the New York Times who found out that MMA is popular. We've had two events now. All the testing that we've done, one positive. And I don't know. I mean, you guys sit in a different position than I do. I don't know how you feel about how the whole thing's gone or how it's felt. If you felt safe here, if you felt comfortable. But it's worked. I mean, we did what we said we would do. I don't want to shoot my mouth off. We got one more to go. You know, we still got one more event to go. But so far so good. And I think what you see now is now you see all the other sports leagues talking about we're going. Somebody had to get out and be first, and I knew we would be, and I knew that we could pull it off safely. Health, like I told you before, health and safety is something that we worry about all the time. So yeah, so far it's been super successful.
And then obviously a lot of great performances on this night, but Brian Kelleher's obviously sticks out. He called for, I think, tie-dye shorts. He called out Sean O'Malley, and then he showed you talking to him right when he left the octagon. So what did you guys talk about, and what did you make of his performance?
Wait a minute. Say that again. What's the question?
Brian Kelleher asked for tie-dye shorts, similar to Bryce Mitchell wants camo shorts, and he wants Sean O'Malley next after his second straight stoppage win.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, so I was talking to him about that in that round. So the other way that this week has been super successful is for gambling. You know, you think about all these degenerates out there that have nothing to gamble on for like 2 months, man. They're going crazy. They'd gamble on anything. Now they're betting on MMA. And in that fight, in that round, like 2 minutes before he stopped him, he went all the way to plus 330. He went to plus 330 on the live, because you can bet live now. So the odds go like this. They go crazy, right? He went all the way up to 330, and then he knocked him out. It's crazy. So, you know, people probably took him at plus 330. And I was telling him about the live betting and how high he had gone that round. And, yeah, I mean, what a big win for that kid.
And then I'm sure you saw, but Conor McGregor went on kind of a tirade the other day on Twitter, said he's adamant he's fighting Justin in the summer. Tony Ferguson will fight Dustin Poirier, and Khabib is just going to be left out in Nicole Connor's matchmaking the lightweight division right now. So what are your thoughts?
Oh, Conor said that?
Yeah.
I didn't see that. So say that to me again. Conor said that he'll fight Justin Gaethje this summer, and Khabib's going to have to wait.
And Tony will fight Poirier instead. And then after this all is over, he's going to go to welterweight.
Yeah, so we're going to do Khabib and Gaethje in September. Tony Ferguson, you know, I'd like to see take some time off after that fight on Saturday. So I don't know. We'll see what happens this summer with Conor. And like I said, Tuesday I'll be back in the office doing matchmaking.
And then one final one I have to ask. Steven Espinoza announced that Showtime and Bellator are going to try and do cross-promotion, like possible fight like boxer versus MMA, or even possibly boxing and MMA on the same night. What are your thoughts on that?
Good for them. Yeah, I listen. It's not my thing. It's not, you know. I've always had this feeling. It's like, if you go to a concert, it's like when you try to mix music with the things. You're in the mindset to go to a concert, and you want to, you know, you're in a different mindset for a concert than you are with a fight. It's like a boxing match. Like when I go to a boxing match, there's a fight that I'm obviously really interested in, so I go to a boxing match or I go to an MMA event. Me personally, I don't think it works, but you know what I think about him personally. But good luck to him.
Dana, going back to tonight, when you don't have a crowd, I know you're used to it, but do you find it hard when you watch a fight like the main event to not shout out like, oh, come on, stop the fight, because you have direct influence on the referee? Yeah,
there's been times that I've done that, and I was like beating on the side of the thing, screaming, stop this fight, and stuff like that. I feel like tonight, I felt like the ref was going to jump in there and do the right thing and stop the fight. Could have been done in the 4th round. Definitely shouldn't have answered the bell for the 5th round. Yeah, but yeah.
Earlier this week, Stipe Miocic said he was talking to the UFC about finding a location for him to train at. Are you guys trying to find him somewhere he can work out of to make that fight in August?
Yeah, we can figure that out. Shit, I came here this week and found a place to work out. I'm sure we can find him a place to work out.
Very good. The Athletic reported earlier that Top Rank are going to hold their first show in a couple of months in Vegas on June 9th. If there's one thing you've learned out of this entire experience that you could give advice to, not that you want to give Bob Arum advice, but if you could, what is one thing you've learned from this that you think other sports should know going into restarting?
You know what a huge Bob Arum fan I am too. You guys are bringing up all the assholes tonight on purpose so that I will say horrible things about them. If Bob Arum wanted the plan that we put together to pull off this event, we would absolutely give it to them, you know. If he wants to use the Apex, I'd tell him to go fuck himself. But we'll give him the 30-page plan.
It's very generous of you. But if he's talking about June 9th, that would imply that even if it's not May 30th, Vegas is coming up for one of you at least, very shortly.
I'm sorry, say that again?
So he says Vegas in June 9th. So even if you guys can't go on May 30th, if both of you are saying May 30th, June, it seems like we're getting close to being back in Vegas.
Yeah, I think they're talking about casinos opening June 1st, some of them. Not hotels, just the casinos. I don't really know, but I'm confident that we'll go May 30th. And if we don't end up going in Vegas, we'll go somewhere else.
Last one from me. Is there an update on Kumari, Uzman and Jorge Masodal and when you can see those guys fight?
Tuesday we'll get back in the office, and normally when we come to an event like this, I already know I would have just left the office, from a Tuesday meeting, so we would know this. All of our energy and everything is focused on this week. We're not even thinking about other fights. We're just trying to pull these off with the best that we can. Like I said in the last press conference, for this event we wanted to be better than Saturday, and Saturday we want to be better than we were on Wednesday. So that's really what we're focused on.
Thanks. To be fair, I didn't bring up De La Hoya.
Thank you. Yeah.
Dana.
What would be the point, though? Yeah.
Dana, Gabriel Benitez's leg, is there an update on how that is?
He was one of the guys that was transported. He obviously needs stitches, and actually, no. What did you guys tell me? He needs like some. I don't know. He needs something.
Posted a rather gruesome picture of the gash. You can kind of see the bone. Did you?
Yeah. No, that was a nasty cut, and what an incredibly tough dude to keep kicking and fighting with that gash on his shin, man. Incredible. These guys are so tough. So, yeah, I don't know what the update is, but I know they're doing. They told me something is being, and it's a little bit more than stitches.
Surgery?
I don't think it's surgery. Maybe they have to graft some skin. I don't know. Isn't that like what happened to Rockhold? Yeah, right. It's almost the same thing that happened to Rockhold. Rockhold's shin split open like that. So they did some stuff. They fixed it up. It healed. He took the time off. Then as soon as he went back in the gym and started kicking again, the thing busted wide open again. So it's a tough spot.
Once that happens, is it tough to get back to where you were before with an injury like that?
It takes a long time. You have to go through some type of surgery, and it takes a while. It's taken a while for him to recover from that.
Not related to MMA, but kind of. This week, Elon Musk reopened his car manufacturing plant in California. As a business owner, somebody that just wants to run his business, start his business, what are your thoughts on him doing that?
I thought that was badass. I love it. You were talking about that earlier. Didn't he open it and say, "Come arrest me"?
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it.
And you trying to do your work in California, do you have any advice for him for what he has to
go to an Indian reservation? We could have done the fight. We actually could have done it and pulled it off and not been arrested.
Have you heard from ESPN or Disney say, well, maybe we should have done it?
We definitely should have done it. We definitely should have done it. So, if you look at how big Saturday was for us, we were trending double that. The trends were double when I was going on the 18th, So I truly believe as big as Saturday was, it would have been even bigger if we went on the 18th.
Dana, obviously the governor of Nevada, the Athletic State Commission of Nevada is watching. What's been your communication been like with them throughout this process, if any?
I mean, the whole time that we've been here, you know, Hunter's been on the phone with them, communicating with them, obviously letting them know everything that's going on here, and they're watching. They know what's up, and I don't think that the Athletic Commission in Nevada doubts for 1 minute that we can't pull this off, and especially at home. I mean, it would be so much safer if we were at home. We could do it even better than we're doing it here. Yeah, they know. They've worked with us for a very long time.
Everybody's pressing you for the location of Fight Island. When do you think it will be appropriate to leak that information for where that location exactly is?
When do you think some of the infrastructure will be done for this? You know, what do you think? 3 weeks? 2 or 3 weeks.
And lastly, everybody's being tested for COVID-19. Before the broadcast starts, the guys get together on the team, and then after they get together, when do you think an appropriate time will be for them to not sit separated and all of them will be together for a normal broadcast?
We could do it now. I mean, we could do it now. You know, that's optics. You know, everybody's so freaked out. I mean, I didn't read the article from that guy, but people were telling me, oh, he's not wearing a mask, or this one's not doing this, or whatever. Everybody hears, but I've been tested twice. And that's just the COVID-19 test, doesn't include the antibody test. Everybody here has been tested, and everybody was negative, you know? So it's not like we're just hanging around a bunch of people that I wonder if he does, I wonder if he doesn't. You know, I think that the whole separating them thing is just, you're being double safe, you know? They were tested, now they're separated, and obviously for the people watching, you know, they're all not sitting together. And I think, you know, when you talk about the optics, it's about showing up. Young people watch this and they're like, oh, young people watch this and they're like, oh, these guys are all sitting together, they're not social distancing. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of that stuff.
Dana, over here, you said you wanted tonight to be better than Saturday and Saturday to be better than tonight.
Right.
What are your criteria on it being better?
Well, if you think about last Saturday, it's the first time we ever did it. So my staff has done 1 million of these, right? Saturday was our first one, the way that we're doing it this way. So now when the fighters arrive, they know exactly what they're gonna do. You know, when the fighters come down for the weight, they know where to put them. They know what to, you know, and they know the lay of the land here a little bit. They know the hotel better. They know the arena better. It's just, you're gonna get better every time you do it.
One more for me. I was wondering, did you see the parody that Kevin James did with the social distancing police? I was wondering if you saw
No, I didn't see it.
Oh, okay. All right.
No. I'll check it out though.
It's funny.
Ask me again on Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Good? Thanks a lot, you guys. I appreciate it.